Milwaukee city planners want to add 7 new miles streetcar lines in the next 6 years, but a Fox 6 investigation finds city leaders have been keeping a lid on the total cost of it all. Fox 6 investigator Brian Polson shows you the confidential plan to spend hundreds of millions of dollars and the new tax one Alderman wants to impose to pay for it all.
The city of Milwaukee cannot afford this toy.
Watch your step.
If the best things in life are free,
I don't want to pay nothing.
Milwaukee's hop streetcar ought to be in high demand.
Living over here, there's just no reason for us to get on it.
Before the pandemic, ridership peaked at more than 3,300 riders per day. This year, the hop's busiest month barely cracked 900. Even in the midst of the Bucks' run to the NBA championship.
I think that's a blip on a screen.
Milwaukee Alderman Bob Bauman says free fares and low ridership are no reason to derail plans for a dramatic streetcar expansion.
To maximize its benefits and its effectiveness, you have to go more than 2.1 miles.
And that's exactly what city leaders are preparing to do.
The most immediate concern is getting it to the Fiserv Forum.
Mayor Tom Barrett dreams of a future where the hop reaches far and wide.
I would absolutely love to go to the airport, and I would love to go to all parts of the city.
But city developers have more concrete plans to expand the system north, past the arena and into Bronzeville.
If it came up here, I don't know if I'd take it or not.
I think that we're kind of due for some development, especially in this area.
And south through the 3rd Ward and into Walker's Point.
I mean, you have to really start connecting neighborhoods in the greater downtown area.
It's hardly a secret the city wants to expand the streetcar.
If it connected out here, we'd certainly use it.
What they have yet to tell you is how much it's going to cost.
I think a number has been out there generally.
In 2019, city officials proposed a $47 million package to start planning and building 7 new miles of track. But that was just the beginning. According to records obtained by the Fox 6 investigators, the actual cost of a full build into Bronzeville and Walker's Point would total nearly $330 million.
I have no idea what that is.
$70 million of that would be funded by local taxpayers like Terrence Douglas.
I've never even seen $60,000.
And Alderman Mark Borkowski says that's just the cost of construction.
Somebody has to say something because it's not sustainable.
The Department of Public Works estimates the expanded system would cost an additional $7 million a year to operate and maintain, on top of the $4.5 million to run the existing line.
We can't afford the line that we have now.
Operating costs are always an issue.
The current line is being supported by revenue from parking tickets, but Bauman says an expanded system would require its own funding source. Most likely, he says, a sales tax.
Do you think that's where that ultimately has to go? Because obviously parking revenue can't cover.
Of course it is. That is, of course, where it ultimately has to go.
The mayor denies any plan for a streetcar sales tax.
That's not something I'm looking at right now.
But this 15-page city memo says a dedicated funding source would be required.
There seems to be a method of lack of transparency.
The memo is marked confidential.
But why would that be marked confidential?
I don't know.
Shouldn't the public know?
I don't know.
The plans to spend $307 million?
For all I know, they mark everything confidential.
Public Works Commissioner Jeff Polensky was not available for an interview for this story, but Mayor Barrett says taxpayers ought to be in on the conversation.
I think it is important to have these conversations publicly.
He points out that 80% of the project will be paid for with federal money.
We know that this is something that's going to cost money. We know that we're going to get money from the federal government, and it's going to be done in the open. I mean, we want it to be a transparent process.
They act like $1 million ain't nothing.
We can't afford it.
Borkowski says the streetcar is impractical.
It's a novelty. It's nice to have.
But he also believes expansion is inevitable.
Do I think that the mayor could cobble the votes? Absolutely.
The $330 million question is, how much streetcar do Milwaukee taxpayers desire?
The total cost of the proposed extensions is nearly triple that of the existing line. And we only know that because of an open records request we filed all the way back in April. It took the Department of Public Works 4 months to produce more than 3,500 emails from that request, including the proposed plan to spend $330 million in extensions. That is a figure that has yet to be discussed, as far as we can tell, in a single public meeting. In Milwaukee, Brian Polson, Fox 6 Investigators.
Brian, thank you. Now, as part of the funding effort, the city has asked Congresswoman Gwen Moore to seek $60 million in federal earmarks for streetcar extensions. Alderman Bauman says the Pfizer Forum extensions is nearly shovel-ready. If funding is approved, he says it could break ground as early as next year.